When you hear the sentence, "The bank is closed," your mind immediately selects a meaning. You do not hesitate. You do not consciously analyze it. Yet that single word, bank, carries multiple possible meanings. The question is not whether the word has meaning. The question is how your mind determines which meaning is intended. Meaning in language is not random. It is systematic, structured, and governed by principles that linguistics seeks to explain. This lecture focuses on semantics, the branch of linguistics that studies meaning. By the end, you will understand how meaning is stored, how it is interpreted, and why the same expression can produce different interpretations. Semantics is the study of meaning in language. It examines how meaning is encoded in words, how it is combined in phrases and sentences, and how it is interpreted by speakers and listeners. Meaning operates at different levels. Individual words carry meaning, but when words combine, the resulting sentence may express something more complex than the sum of its parts. Semantics is concerned with the literal meaning of expressions, not necessarily what speakers intend in specific contexts. That distinction becomes important later. Consider this carefully. If meaning were only attached to individual words, would sentences ever produce new or unexpected meanings? Meaning can be classified into different types. Lexical meaning refers to the meaning of individual words. For example, the word teacher refers to a person who teaches. Sentence meaning arises when words are combined according to syntactic rules. For example, the teacher is speaking expresses a complete idea that goes beyond individual words. Speaker meaning refers to what a speaker intends to convey in a specific situation. This may go beyond literal meaning. A single sentence can carry all three layers simultaneously. Now consider this. When someone says, "It is cold in here," are they only describing temperature, or are they implying something more? Lexical semantics studies how words carry meaning and how those meanings relate to one another. Words are not isolated units. They exist within a network of relationships in the mental lexicon. A single word can have multiple meanings. For example, the word run can refer to physical movement, managing something, or functioning, depending on context. This shows that meaning is flexible and context dependent. Reflect on this. How does your mind select the correct meaning of a word when multiple meanings are possible? Two important concepts in lexical semantics are polysemy and homonymy. Polysemy occurs when a single word has multiple related meanings. For example, head can refer to a part of the body or a leader, and these meanings are conceptually related. Homonymy occurs when words share the same form but have unrelated meanings. For example, bank as a financial institution and bank as the side of a river. The distinction lies in whether the meanings are connected. Now consider the word light. Does light, meaning not heavy, relate to light, meaning illumination, or are they entirely separate? Synonyms are words with similar meanings. Examples, big and large. But here is something important. Synonyms are rarely identical. Context determines usage. Now consider, can you replace big with large in every sentence? Antonyms are opposites. Types include gradable, hot versus cold, complementary, alive versus dead, relational, buy versus sell. Now think carefully. Is hot always the opposite of cold? Hyponymy describes hierarchical relationships between words. A general term like animal includes more specific terms like dog, which may further include poodle. This creates a hierarchy of meaning from general to specific. Understanding this structure helps explain categorization in language. Now think carefully. If something is a poodle, must it also be a dog and an animal? Sentence meaning comes from structure and word meaning combined. Example, the boy kicked the ball. Now change the order, the ball kicked the boy. Same words, different meaning. Now reflect, what caused the change in meaning? The principle of compositionality states that the meaning of a sentence is determined by the meanings of its parts and how they are combined. This principle connects syntax and semantics. Without structure, words cannot produce meaningful sentences. Without meaning, structure is empty. Consider this. If you understand every word in a sentence but not the structure, will you understand the sentence? Ambiguity occurs when a sentence has more than one possible interpretation. For example, I saw the man with a telescope. This can mean either you used a telescope, or the man had a telescope. Ambiguity arises because of structural or lexical factors. Now consider, how does your mind usually resolve ambiguity in real communication? Context plays a crucial role. The same sentence can mean different things depending on situation, speaker, and environment. Now consider, if someone says, "It's cold here," is it a statement or a request? Words are connected in a network of semantic relationships. These include synonymy, antonymy, and hyponymy. This network allows the brain to organize and retrieve meaning efficiently. Meaning is not stored in isolation but as part of an interconnected system. Reflect on this. How quickly does your mind connect related words when you hear one? In semantics, meaning is also evaluated in terms of truth. A sentence is meaningful if it can be true or false. For example, "The sky is blue" can be evaluated against reality. Even false sentences can be meaningful. Now consider, can a sentence be grammatically correct but meaningless in reality? Syntax provides structure. Semantics provides meaning. Together, they create understanding. Without syntax, no structure. Without semantics, no meaning. Now ask yourself, which one is more important? You have now seen that meaning in language is not simple. It is layered, structured, and influenced by multiple factors. Every sentence you hear or produce involves word meaning, structure, context. This lecture is only the beginning. The deeper you go, the more you realize that language is one of the most complex systems the human mind handles effortlessly. Continue with the next lesson to deepen your understanding. Subscribe to follow this course step by step, and ensure you do not miss the next part where meaning becomes even more dynamic and context-driven.